Welcome back, everybody. We're here once again with legendary strength coach and John. And apologies for the missed episode last week. We got hit by round 2 of the stomach flu this year, and let me tell you, it's always a lot of fun when you have, a family of 27 or whatever we have, and you just start seeing the whole row of dominoes begin to fall. You wonder just what ticket number you're going to be. But yeah, we all got it. That was a rough one. That one, but better now. Thankfully, it's a 24-hour thing. But apologies for the absence last week. Yeah,
not a flu, not food poisoning.
No, so the first round we got, what was that? Back in December. It was just a weird thing because I got the stomach thing, which is always unpleasant, and then that evolved into a week-long flu thing. For me, it's usually like one or the other. Fortunately, this one was just the toilet violence, if you want to put it that way. And then, 24 hours done. But the problem is, it's just nobody gets it on the same day, which I guess is kind of good. But yeah, we'll lament about that some other time. For now, it's a day of celebrations because we're reunited. Dan, how are you? How has your week been? How's your training been? All that
things are good. I feel for you. I've been there, especially when little ones are sick and they just, yeah. I mean, I don't know who's the worst. I would say middle school kids are the worst. But
yeah, I'm good. Little kids aren't too bad because their contents aren't too heavy, I guess, yet. And you cozy them up with a popsicle or whatever, and they're pretty chill. But
things are good. Things are good. Getting the steps in. Had a nice workout yesterday. I bought a combo arm curl tricep extension machine after I was in the. I was thinking about joining a gym. I have free memberships to gyms, because I'm over 65. And I went to this gym in Long Beach, the EOS, and they charged me $40 for the day. And it was not. I mean, every single person sits on there. They just sit and scroll. No one lifts. No one exercises at all. It's pathetic. But hey, I was judging. I apologize. And I realized that the only reason I ever want to go to gyms is because of the leg extension, which I have a machine. And I just said, just buy a tricep extension machine. Because, I got, when I played high school football playing against Balboa High, made a tackle, came down on my elbow on basically one step from asphalt. And I broke 5 pieces off the end of this elbow.
Yeah.
So I've always had really bad MAPS, middle-age pull-up syndrome, my left elbow. And, but if I do machine tricep extensions versus kettlebells, dumbbells, barbells, suspension trainers, it doesn't seem to hurt. And of course, it also comes with curls. And I'm just going to tell you, folks, how excited you must all be I am going to be I'm upping my volume on my curls. So my guns are going to be, it's going to be exciting.
Boom.
Just exciting.
Now you're doing well pull-ups now, I take it, Dan. Is that right? The elbow's still feeling good with the...
Yeah. Well, so remember I got that thing from Pierce so I do pull-ups. So here's curl-ups, here's chin-ups, here's
right.
pull-ups, here's parallel, and I have the grip that's here, 45
so
out.
Yeah, slightly inward, right? Yeah.
Oh man, it is like,
and that just feels good. Yeah.
Almost to the point that it makes me look over my whole. We're talking 60. What is this? My 60th year in the weight room, 61st year in the weight room.
Yeah.
And go, oh, where was this thing? Because it
game changer. Boom.
And the thing is that one of the things that always held me back from pull-ups and chin-ups is, man, a week into them, I just felt like someone had just whacked a piece of metal on the inside of my elbow, and it's gone. Everything else is going well. I'm working on a new book for strength training for youth. I'll be doing a workshop at Cornell University, and then over in just outside of Dublin in October, I guess it is. And so I decided to write, put together. I'm trying to do this thing. I think I've mentioned this a few times where I take information that I've been working on, like really narrow workshop, the 1 hour workshop, the 2 hour, the 3 hour workshop.
Yes.
And then put that into a volume so anybody who wants the materials can have it. And if I get hit by a bus, at least, some of that stuff sticks.
It'll be preserved. Yeah. And real quick, going back to the elbow and pull up thing, because as I've mentioned before, the elbow tendonitis was an on and off, hopefully for now off forever thing for me for a long time. And I'm back to doing pull-ups again, and they're feeling really good. so far. A friend of mine once said, I always thought this was a funny piece of advice because it sounds ridiculous, but it's kind of true. It's like, hey, as long as where you hurt keeps moving around, you're pretty good.
Huh?
It's when it stays in one place for too long. That's when you've got a problem. And it's kind of true, right? For anybody who's like a serious athlete or lifter, there's always some at least some little fire, right, going on. And your job is to try and put that out before it burns too hot or stays in one place. Like that's an interesting way to think about that, because once it sticks in one area for too long, that is when it gets worrisome. But at the same time, it is just sort of a fact of life. You're pushing it hard, and you're in your sport or the weight room. Little things are gonna flare up here. Like I got a front of hip thing right now, and I just know been it's been too much squatting, too much. I just been pushing on the squats, and I think the glute med is just like too tight, and that's always a fun thing you got to kind of figure out. Just because the front of the hip hurts doesn't mean that's the problem, right? And then this is why Dan and I can't really answer these questions on a podcast, because it's tough to answer it for yourself, even with other professionals, let alone to some guy you never met on the internet who just says this hurts. What's wrong? I have no idea, right?
Especially I don't know. Maybe can't even, and you might not even be the person. Like when I say my back hurts, my back's a lot of real estate. Well, what do you mean by your back hurts? Well, on the right side, still a lot of real estate. Down there on where the belt is. Okay, what size belt do you wear? Because that's still
and your neck might be tight because of your hip, right?
Yeah. One thing, and I'm just going to say the first name, but a good friend of ours, Jeff, he's stuck down in Mexico with the cartel thingy, but he's doing okay.
Okay.
Talked to him yesterday. He's doing okay, but we'll just leave it at that. I just let you make sure. It's I have 3 friends kind of got stuck in this whole thing, and I do worry about a lot of things, but
it's worrisome. Oh man. All right. Well, thank you for letting us know, Dan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One other, what was it? Now it dropped out of my mind, but so rotating issues, maybe not the end of the world, just a fact of life, but don't let something stick around for too long if you can help it. Get on things quickly, right?
And I used to tell my students, probably about every October, this time, I would say, every so often get a chance, do a real big inhale and exhale, because once when you're a school teacher, you're just in a cesspool of vile germs and bacteria and disease and flu, and I'm being nice, and every sickness, oh gosh, you're not the only person I've heard in the last week or two have just massive issues, but my daughter Lindsay, she it seems like it's been a revolving door of sickness. Her 2 babies. It's been from daycare and preschool.
Yeah, we had a case of strep here among our kids too. Fortunately, it was just the one. This last year went through all. It was the first time in my life I ever got it, strep throat. So that was unpleasant. What are you gonna do? We've got a million kids and we're all over the place. So it's just
So I would tell the kids, because in a couple of months you're gonna regret. You're gonna miss going.
Being able to enjoy just breathing. Yes. A good lesson there. Don't take it for granted, because once it's gone, boy, do you miss it. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Training's good, Dan. Otherwise, real good. All good there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Itzhak Perlman was on CBS Sunday Morning the other day, and of course he was one of the last people to get polio. The great violinist, and I guess there's a lot of parents who are not immunizing their children from polio, and it was just an interesting conversation. Here's somebody who hasn't been able to walk since he was 2, and just and so one of the things it was interesting. I'm just flipping our discussion a little bit, but if something is preventable, prevent it. I as a at my age,
it's like the don't get fat in the first place advice.
Don't get fat, don't get debt, don't get fat. Because of my age, my insurance is very strict about me getting. Hey, the train's back. Very strict about me getting my pneumonia flu booster. I've already taken care of shingles and all the other stuff, but because if you can prevent something, prevent it. And on the other hand, and if you do get sick, buckle up for the ride and take care of it. But you're right I love that thing you said though about there's always something, and I think I go back through my journals, and there's always something.
Always a little something. Always a little
I
something.
don't know of an injury I haven't had. Yeah.
Yeah. To the prevention thing in the weight room too, there's a few things that you can do. It's like, okay, if you're in a car crash, yeah, you do whatever PT you need to get better. But could you have done something not to get in the car crash in the first place is always a good thing to think about, right?
Yeah.
And maybe not, but maybe also yes, right? And so maybe talk about that for a minute, Dan. What are some few things specific to the weight room people should think about?
The statistics on injuries and car crashes. Okay, you can prevent most of it with don't be an asshole. I mean, sorry, gentle listeners, but wear your seatbelt, and then whenever you always look left an extra time, because that's where the most common hit, a really bad hit, comes from. Is so when you're merging, always do the double left check.
Yep.
Crossing. I cross. I look left on green lights now. Because I live in Utah, and
smart.
Outside of the Midwest, it's the worst driving I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, in the weight room, well, obviously there is an exercise that kills, the bench press. So never bench alone. I have those little support beams on my squat rack. I don't trust them. If I miss a squat, I just walk away from it. It destroys the floor, but you should really double check your equipment if you have. And I don't have any equipment that has wires or cord. Does that make sense? So the weight connects with a bar, because those things fray and they break. Minibands, it's hilarious when those things break because they take all the hair with you. But there are certain things like taking time to warm up, taking time to double check the loads, all those little things. But it is the little things that that do prevent injuries in the weight room.
Yeah.
And on the field of play. Always look twice before you throw. What else?
Well, I just like the utility in that, right? A little bit extra prevention goes a long way, whether it's looking one more time, before you pull out in your car, whether it's spending 3 to 5 minutes just prepping your squat, with a good warm up. It can make all the difference. So not a huge investment, potential very large payoff, at least in terms of prevention.
Yeah.
Be prudent. That's a takeaway.
And there are a host of injuries that you can get. Like, I get people PP on me online because I'm not a big believer in the heavy Turkish getup. I understand why you can do the bench press. There's value to the bench press. I'm doing circus tricks with barbells. With the Olympic lifts, not having a clean platform. So having plates and crap on the platform, you're taking your life in your hands. And the idea of hold my beer and watch this, is such a part of ever since, the internet showed up, people are doing dumber and dumber things. And folks, it's hard to overcome death and
it is
paralysis. Yeah.
Yes, it is. I'll take this question here because I think it's immediately relevant, and then we'll turn to some other ones. Asher says, thoughts on using only weights you can hit for sure as a safety measure. Is there a risk of being overly concerned with prevention to the detriment of growth? This is good because I think it's right. Like we don't want to be wimps, do we, Dan? Right? I mean, we want to get stronger. We want to grow. So we're trying to strike the right balance here of like, don't be a dolt, but also don't be a wimp. Right. Because, and like when I think about a lot of times I've been kind of hurt or injured in the weight room or even in martial arts, it often wasn't because like I did a number of working sets and worked up to a really hard, often squirrely effort. It's often because I was like lazy, like I don't need to warm up today. And then it's like the first sub maximal set that like tweaks me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the worst hamstring injury I ever got was because I just didn't warm up before a photo shoot and threw a Taekwondo high kick. It was like pop, 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 pop. A kick that I normally could have gotten no problem if I just would have spent a few minutes just prepping the exercise, right? So it's stupid stuff like that. Very few times can I recall really ever where I've appropriately worked up to a truly like max or close to max level effort where I'm not sure if I'll get it, where I've gotten hurt doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speak to that a little bit, Dan. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, wouldn't it be great if someone wrote a book? I'm just, wondering out loud, if someone wrote a book that really was based on the concept of don't miss. I mean, what would you call this book? What would you call a book like that? Where the entire book would be don't miss.
Don't miss. That actually would be a good title.
Yeah. Brother, I've written the book. Literally, I've written the book on don't miss. As I've said many times on this podcast and many other places, I'm fine with you missing on the platform. At a weightlifting meet, you're trying to win the nationals, you're trying to break a lifetime best. Yeah, you miss. That's okay. But missing in training, the great Tommy Kono used to say, for every miss, you needed to have 3 perfect attempts to overcome it. I'm not going to second guess my good friend Tommy Kono. This is unplanned, but there's a picture of me and Tommy.
How about that?
Yeah, I've been doing some work on my files. I would say it's much higher than 3. I mean, it might be 3,000. I mean, it's like if you're making mistakes. I don't know how I just got a memory of my junior year in college when I was coming off the head injury and just struggling and just floundering and teaching my body all these terrible techniques. Misses are bad technique. I mean, well, there's other things too. I'll be honest. Sometimes I've missed in my career, and Pat, it's gonna shock you because the load was too heavy. Yeah, I think I might be the only person to ever experience that. When the weight gets too heavy, I haven't made the lift. I'm sure there's a 12-step program I can join. Hi.
I'm sure there is.
Hi, I'm Dan, and sometimes I miss big lifts.
Missers Anonymous. Yeah.
I hope that helped. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Good. Yeah, but obviously, if you want to get stronger and you want to grow, you got to push yourself, right? But you can push yourself in reasonable ways.
Yeah.
There's a reasonable middle ground. And the hold my beer stuff is just that's not what we're talking about, right?
Well, what I'm trying to do right now, Pat, is I'm doing this program. I have a coach and my workout program. I have a new journal coming out next week.
Nice.
And there's my workout program all typed up, looking good. And one of the things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add a rep. If I do 3 sets on Monday of an exercise, the following Monday I try to add at least 1 rep to the loads. And once those reps get to a certain number, I add weight. And it's slow, it's steady. It's probably, if you weren't me, boring. But boring is good. Jim Wendler's great program, 531. Boring but big, or bigger but boring, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, sometimes those little tiny improvements over time are far better than trying to, catch it. I mean, I never believed in cramming as a student. And never. I didn't think it had any value. And I would cram 3 or 4 weeks before the finals. I would really try to understand, okay, where is this all heading? What do I need to learn? I remember when, the World War II class I had, there was so much information. So, weeks ahead of time, I went through the course outline and then when we got to the test, I knew the material. Funny thing is, I can lecture on that material 5 decades later.
Of course, yeah, right.
Because I knew the material. So I think sometimes going too heavy is like cramming for an exam. You're trying to get too much too quickly, and it doesn't work.
It won't stick, sure.
And folks, if you don't mind, you're in a relation. There's a thing that we just had to deal with called Valentine's Day. Now, I hate Valentine's Day. Hate it with a passion. And if you're in a relationship with me, that's one of the first things I tell you. 364 days a year, I'm a total asswipe. And then 1 day a year, I bring you chocolates and roses, and that's not a way to have relationships. You're a dad of 27 children. You can't be super dead. Once a year you take the kids to Disneyland for a day and you're super dead. That's not the way it works. And so you can't think it works in the weight room either.
Good. All right, let's keep moving along here. I might go a little bit out of order, but we'll grab what we
Sure,
can.
no
Air Searing says, I read that book, the Easy Strength Omni book. It was awesome for the time I did it, and I will pick it back up again after the next High Rocks. So much fun coming in and out of the gym fresh. So I guess it was refreshing to him, Dan.
Yeah.
No question, just really a comment. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yep. The High Rocks still going. I know people brought that up a number of times.
Yeah.
Still not entirely sure what that is, but people seem to be enjoying it.
It's you run, you do a thing, you run, you do a thing, you run, you do a thing. It's is
it like the obstacle races, like Tough Mudder type of thing?
It's in the same family of it, but it's a little bit more structured. Yeah.
Okay. But, all right, cool. Well,
of course, it's got to get structured.
Yeah.
You know, whenever somebody comes in with chaotic programs, I always love them. And then 2 years later, they did. It's like Highland Games. When I first did Highland Games, you would show up and whatever showed up. And now it's just a track meet on with kilts. I mean, one of the first 56-pound weights I ever threw was a blob of lead with a hook kind of nailed into it with a handle.
Nice.
Now, if you showed up with that, none of the competitors would use it because they want basically track and field. I love the early Highland Games because of the chaos of the implements. And but you know, so mudders and Spartan races now, I think High Rocks, and then it's fine at this place. If I come off with negative, I apologize. They're all good. They're just organized chaos. Yeah.
All right, let me scroll back up here. Mike says, good morning. He's got a question. It's a medical one. Not sure how much we can help with this, but we'll bring it up anyway. He says, I'm looking for some encouragement. He was diagnosed with PV, a rare blood cancer, and it's been a year of phlebotomies. Yes, bloodletting in 2026 is a thing, and various meds. This leaves me beyond iron deficient and fatigued. What else is a 42-year-old male to do in these times but walk and take it easy? God bless you both. Well, oh man, Mike, we're with you, brother. This is a tough situation. Dan, what are your thoughts for somebody in a situation like this and just looking for encouragement? Yeah.
For all you listening, 5 times a year I go to the American Red Cross right over here on Winchester and 9th East over here, and I donate blood. And not only do I donate blood to help newborns because I've got I didn't get something or have something that's good for newborns in my blood, but I also do it to lower my blood iron as a male. I'm sad to hear this, but first off, let me know, gentle listener, we support you. Do your best. I have no knowledge of this at all, but boy, low blood iron, that's a tough one. Do what you got to do. I don't know what's going to take you to stay positive and be positive, but when life deals you lemons, you should make gin and tonics. So do your best, okay? And we support you.
Appreciate you being here, brother. Yeah, keep us updated, obviously.
Yeah, let us know, huh? Let us know. Yeah. And I don't know anything about this, so
good. Yeah, well, neither do I. So, yeah, defer to the relevant experts here, of course. All right. Oh, a little clarification. The High Rocks is a 1 kilometer run into one of 8 stations. There's a ski erg, a sled push, a sled pull, a burpee broad jump, row erg, farmer carries, lunges. Well, okay, so it's just a lot.
Yeah.
Somebody says it's CrossFit reinvented. That's what I said.
Well, yeah.
But go on. Yeah,
and it's popular, and it's popular. A lot of people like it, and I mean, I've lived through the tennis boom, the jogging craze, Jane Fonda in aerobics. What was the guy with the hair? Sweating with the oldies. I mean, I still like the basic Olympic sports, but what I know. Yeah.
You like what you like, and if it gets you encouraged and moving and it's a good time, and I support you. All right, let's here's another question. Steve says, can you use 30 for 30 to train 1 or 2 qualities like glute and lat training? And should I balance it with the traditional push, pull, hinge, squat, loaded carries on other days? Real quick, Dan, give us a background reminder of 30 for 30.
Yeah,
and what
that comes from my friend Gernot. He's a German discus thrower, and he's got a bunch of gyms in Germany. He listens to our podcast. So Gernot, if you're in, give us a hello. He basically, the idea is in groups, you train for 30 seconds, you rest for 30 seconds. I don't know. I can't read the. If you have a real, is it Steve? Is Steve? I have a whole bunch of articles over on Target Publications where I give you everything you ever need to know about 30 for 30. You can do it with just one exercise. You can do it with, geez, we did it with 10. So we did 30 seconds of a push, 30 seconds of rest, 30 seconds stretch, 30 seconds of pull, 30 seconds rest.
Nice.
It's just a way to organize groups of people in a training session. You don't worry about load. You don't worry about reps as much. So in the 30 seconds push, Pat decides to do double kettlebell press. I decide to do push-up. You decide to do barbell military. Doesn't matter. We all go for, and you got to do it for 30 seconds. So you quickly figure out load. I mean, I would probably put for 30 seconds of military press, 405, 495, something like that.
Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Something light.
Probably get 25, 30 reps. This is the internet, so I can say anything I want. And then Edna over there has a 4 kilo bell that she's pressing, she's pressing 15 seconds left, 15 seconds right.
Mm-hmm.
So what's good about it in a group setting is we're all, and then on the mobility work, we all come back together. We spread out for push, pull, hinge, squat, maybe loaded carries. We come back, we go out, we come back, we go out. A great way to train in group. And it also taught me that 30 minutes was plenty of time.
Yeah.
It's handed to you.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that group training is itself a sort of unique science and art in and of itself, right? And the 30 for 30 is really great for a lot of reasons that will become obvious or apparent to anybody that's taught group classes. And a big one is coordination and scalability, right? Keeping people together, letting them sort of auto-regulate and find an appropriate challenge for them. If you're new to group classes, you see people structure them in ways that one person will finish in 10 seconds, takes another person 10 minutes, the whole class gets disjointed. So maybe all about that sort of art and science of group coaching. It really is its own unique beast, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah. And then the other thing is during those 30 seconds on, as a coach, you go, good job, keep going. We're excellent. Go, go, go. In the 30-second off, you might remind people, okay, pulls are coming up next. Remember, you want to squeeze your thumbs into your armpits if you're doing this kind of movement.
Right.
At the end of a squat, maybe you take 5 or 10 seconds to show a mistake Pat Flynn was doing. You're collapsing your knees. Okay, do your best not to do that, but you're doing great. Okay, 10 seconds. Let's move to our next station. Let's be, and it's really, it works out. So, gentle listeners, coaching very often, when the athlete is moving, coaching should be, I only use 3 phrases: stay tall, squeeze, and go, go, go. And as I reported on this years ago, before I came along, it was go, go. I'm very proud that I added the third go. And I don't get I don't get enough credit for that.
But from here on out, you will.
Yeah,
Dan.
well,
you will.
You should have asterisk. Thank you, Dan. Yes.
Go, go, go. Oh,
it was just on, go, go. And I thought,
something's missing. Something's really missing here.
The third go in there. Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Go, go, go.
Go, go, go.
And
go, go, look.
And coaching that you think of happens during the rest period or off period or at the end of the workout or at the beginning of the workout, but not during the movement. And
such an important.
I just had a chance at EOS in Long Beach to watch a personal trainer overcoach while someone was moving, and during the rest period, she played on her phone. So, yeah.
For shame. All right, Coco Loco, a question. We'll take a few more here. It says, hey, for leg extension and curl, I just sit and lay on an adjustable bench with dumbbells strapped to my boot. Never anybody sits on my bench and scrolling shoes. Okay, so that isn't a question, but that's an interesting,
okay.
Interesting way to go about that. Yep.
When I was young, in fact, my high school, we still had iron boots. It was you would connect it to your shoe, and
that's positively medieval. I love it. Yeah.
And then you couldn't walk on them because it had and then you put the weights on the outside and you collar them in. Yeah, I haven't seen, and I think that's what Coco Loco is
kind of emulating that. Yeah, the old iron boot.
And my only knock on using iron boots on leg extensions, if you are seated, and it'd be interesting to get feedback. you are getting that tug. You're getting that. So I'm seated. I say my legs are dangling, and I got 50 pounds in each foot. I'm being pulled down. I don't know if that's bad or good. I do know that when we did them, you always had to kind of almost like relock your knee to do the knee extension. Coco, do you find that to be true? Okay, good.
Yeah, good. All right. Let's see, we grab one or two more here. Aaron says, I heard about a fighter who would walk around his town with a kettlebell for an hour, shifting from one loaded carry to another, never dropping the bell. What are your thoughts on a kind of workout?
We in my gym, Aaron, it's called the Cook drill, named after Greg Cook. I've never gone for an hour. There's a F word that I almost said out loud, but I've gone for 15 minutes, which I think 15 minutes is about all. And in fact, if you come to my gym, we'll just do one. So I live on a 400-meter loop basically, and doing one loop with the Greg Cook drill is plenty. Our record is 3, and it got to be by the time we got to the second lap. So you're looking at what, a 1,200-meter finish. I don't know how long it took us, but it was just getting. I mean, it was like waiter walk was 2 seconds. The suitcase carry was 9 seconds. It was a disaster.
Yeah, so we're talking about marginal utility, and obviously you're a big fan of carries, Dan. You really helped popularize them. So yeah, think hour. Okay, juice might not be worth the squeeze there.
Yeah, well, hey, but if this guy comes on the mat and rips your head off, he's right and you're wrong.
There you go.
I mean, it goes back to my high school, football team, and when I was in junior college, a lot of my teammates were opponents, and they would say, "Oh man, we knew we could beat you guys, and you guys were out of shape, and you ran that simple stuff," and it'd be like, "Dude, we were up 36-0 at halftime. The halftime, but our defense scored 16 points on you in a quarter. Yeah, we might have been simple, but we did the work. If it's simple, everyone buys into it, good things happen. Sometimes you might come to a program and they do something that makes no sense to you, but it's a tradition. Notre Dame they slap that, play like a champion today, or other schools have different things, and maybe they got a drill that's idiotic. But if the kids think that drill makes them champions, you better do that drill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good. All right, let's see here. Find another question. Karsten says, good morning. A question about easy strength for fat loss. Is it only the press and pull that varies on hard, medium, and light days? What about the other exercises?
Well, it's funny you mention that. I just got the final copy of the Chinese edition of that this morning. That was they had some spelling errors I had to fix. No big deal. Okay, it's a joke. They sent me to approve it. I have.
Right. Does this look good to you, Dan? Yeah.
Well, you can. I mean, you can do anything you want. You can stick with one weight for the. I mean, if the late great John McKeon used to do that. He would just put one weight and do it. That's all he would do for the next 40 days. You can do it that way, which I actually think works because it's, again, getting back to the original question that we had today, Patrick. But but I would also say if you're doing a hinge, you should vary the hinge unless you're doing kettlebell swings, and then all you have is a 24 kilo, that's what you do. If you're doing the 5-day-a-week program, I would build in 2 light days with one set of 10 and go pretty light there. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's finish with this one. Back to 30 for 30. Is the type of strength developed through a 30-30 workout different than doing fully rested heavy sets? So we talked about, this is appropriate for group setting. Dan, is compare and contrast to,
I think it's. That means the word time. I mean, if you want to get strong, it's time. I mean, on Mondays, I'm still curling 135 to 155 for 8. And I found out on my YouTube that's a lot of weight. Well, that's the weight I use because that's the weight I use. Okay. getting stronger, for me, the most important factor in getting strong is how much time do you want to allot to it. If you decide to have 52 times 3 workouts for 3 years, okay, so 3 days a week and lift weights for the next 3 years, and you use intelligent moderate weights, whether it's 30 for 30 or it's powerlifting or Olympic lifting, at the end of 3 years, you're going to be noticeably stronger. So I know I'm probably not answering the question the way you want, but all roads lead to strength gains if you stay on the road long enough. Now, if you take this road and then cut across a field filled with briars and rattlesnakes to try a new path, you don't get very far. So whatever road you pick, you can get stronger and better and all the rest. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Dan, what are you working on this week? What do you got coming up?
Well, I think I might even be able to, this afternoon, I might be able to send in strength training for youth. I don't know what the title will be.
Very cool.
I'm going to finish the 5th book of the Thursday Murder Club today. And folks, I got to tell you, Richard Osman's Thursday Murder Club series is as delightful of a set of books. It is Miss Fletcher, the murder mysteries. They're cozy mysteries. They're wonderful and great reading. I moved my record player, my stereo upstairs, and so I've been while I'm doing house chores lately. I don't have the TV on. I'm listening to Miles Davis or Albert King. You ever heard of Albert King? Any of you? Real great blues musician. I bought a David Bowie album, the one that has Golden Years, and I was very impressed by it. Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Lady Gaga, the Cranberries. Loving doing housework, listening to music. Wait, are you guys finishing? Pat, please squeeze my question about one limb easy strength. Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. Well, let's do it. We'll do it real quick. All right. I don't see what that question is.
And Nate, thanks for ask that. So the ops guy. What?
All right, here it
is.
is.
What teams do you play for?
All right. How to make one single limb exercise on easy strength work? 2x4 for each limb, or ... He's asking for rep schemes.
So you can do easy strength with upper body single limb really well. And I would just go 2 sets of 5 or whatever it works out. Don't overthink it. Press, row. I still think lower body works best with easy strength with double legs. But if you are using kettlebells, I can understand why you do single leg RDLs maybe. Okay.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah, it works. It works fine.
Clean, swift. Love it. All right, gentle listeners, thank you for tuning in. Dan, thank you for your wisdom. As always, we'll catch all of you guys next week.
Can I add one final thing?
Please do.
I want you to take a minute. None of your kids are sick right now.
We are good, thankfully, for the time.
Take a moment today and go, because my theory in life is there's things you got to get behind you. And Absolutely. Babies and flus are one of the things.
A big one, yeah. Thanks for that, Dan. Thank you, gentle listeners. We'll